Good morning, good afternoon, and good day. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at creating a reception desk using Mozaik. For this demonstration, I'm going to be modifying one of my pre-built cabinets. I'm going to load it into my order entry and then double click on the cabinet to open up Cabinet Editor. I'm also going to open up the 3D viewer so that you can see it running live as I make the changes. I'm going to start by clearing out my face and my interior, give me an empty cabinet. I'm then going to add some parameters to give myself a basic square box. The first parameter I'm going to load in is my toe height, as I want to remove my toe height completely. My next parameter is going to be the type of tops that I have on my cabinet, as I want to remove the stretchers and have a full top. I'm then going to be loading in the type of back that I want, and I need to load in my unfinished end and finished end joint to the back. And I'm going to change these both to plant on. And then lastly, for this stage, I'm also going to load in my back recess for my base cabinets and set this to 0. So as you can see, I have now got a square box. I'm going to go into my sizes and give my desk the sizes that I need. I'm going to start by making my desk 750 deep. I'm then going to make it 1000 high, and I'm going to make it 2400 long. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the shape from the front view. I'm going to start by adding 4 points on the top edge of my desk. I'm then going to modify the lengths of these edges. And there we have it. My desk is starting to take shape. I'm going to select the bottom and change this to nothing, as we want to be able to get a chair in. And I'm also going to select this edge here that is labeled as a top, and I'm going to change that to a bottom, and you'll understand why in just a moment. I'm also going to select my 2 ends on the inside and change these to unfinished ends for the same reason. So I've now got 2 unfinished ends and a bottom here. If I go into my parameters, I'm then going to load one more parameter in, and that parameter is going to be my long bottom at base of unfinished ends. So I'm going to load that in, and as I click yes, you can see my ends are now shallow onto this base. And the reason being is we're going to be using this panel for our desktop. So before we do that, we're going to modify these panels here to have them set back slightly. We're going to go to our parts tab. We're going to start by going into our unfinished end left. So this is this panel here, and we're going to modify this to give it the length of 500. I'm then going to go into my unfinished end right and do the same thing. As you can see, when I modified that component there, it has moved forward rather than backwards, and you can either put in a fixed figure or you can put in a formula. For this demo, we're going to be putting in a formula. I'm going to put in the formula of D minus, and then in my brackets, I'm going to put my part width plus my finished back thickness. And I can click the test button to make sure I get the right figure, and I'm getting 132. I'm then going to make the same modifications to my tops. And there we have it. That's my set back tops for my desk. I'm then going to modify this component here to make it into my desk countertop. I'm going to select the bottom. And once we have this open, I'm going to start by moving it across to the right-hand side. As before, we can put in a fixed figure or we can put a formula in here. We're going to do the same and put another formula in. For this formula, we are going to be putting in our width of our cabinet minus our left end thickness. And we can test this, and then we can click OK, and that will move it across to the end here. We're going to do the same again with the length, and we're going to put in another formula. For this one, we are going to put in our width, minus, and then in our brackets, we're going to be putting our left end thick again, but this time we are going to be adding our right end thick, like so, and then we can test that as well. And as you can see, that is going all the way across. We can make sure that that is stopping where it's meant to by going to the front view, and you can see that stopped inside them two panels. We can also check with our wireframe that that has now got our fixings going into the bottom there and to the side. And there we have it. That's our desk, nice and easily built, ready to be modified and changed colour to match the reception decor.